This is our preview episode for our next film, which is my pick. And
Mm,
I have selected the 2022 Damien Chazelle written and directed cinematic experience starring
uh,
Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, and Toby Maguire, and others. And it is none other than Babylon.
we're doing another written and directed by. We didn't learn. We didn't
Bro,
learn from
bro,
our.
first of all, this ain't Damien Chazelle's first trip into
Not
these
his first
waters.
rodeo.
Okay,
Fair enough.
First of all, guys, I want to say it's great to hear from y'all again. It's been a while,
it sure
and
has.
I'm excited to talk about Baby Lawn.
I talked to you last week, man. What are you talking about?
Missed you.
Well, Juan, since it's your pick, you gotta start it off and give me some mo.
All right, the first thing I will say is, Kevin, do not watch this with your girls. This is not a children's film.
You
Um,
let him be the judge of that.
Yeah, you. That's what
but
they said about John Wick 4.
as soon as we decided to change our format for season three and onward to movies that we have watched, or maybe just one of us has watched, or basically any movie. And I sat to make compile a list of potential movies.
Yeah,
Um, Babylon came up right away because I
that
saw
was
it.
your number one.
No, no, no.
Oh,
But
okay.
as I thought through, it was one of the first ones that came up. I
All
want to
right.
say I saw it last year, or maybe it was no, it was over a year ago. 2023 is when I saw it, which was shortly after, a few months after it had come out, I guess. Um, and I told you guys about it, but I know you didn't watch it. But if I look back, I'd say over the last 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
there are two movies that jump out. Well, no, no, there's probably more. There's three right now that I can think of that are like hands down my favorite. One is Arrival by Denis Villeneuve.
Mm-hmm.
The other is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and
Mm-hmm.
then the third is Babylon. Um,
Wow.
but I've only of the other ones I've seen multiple times. Babylon, I've only seen the one time. So what I'm curious is if it holds up as good as I remember it after that first viewing, because it is a 3 hour monster. But
Yeah.
man, what I can tell you is this, and why I think you guys will, I hope that you'll like it, and I think that you'll like it. But like, if
Mm-hmm.
you love film, if you love film, if and we all know Hollywood is crazy, but I think also that if you love film, you also romanticize and idealize Hollywood, at least the best parts of it, right? Then I think that you will be a fan of this film because Damien Chazelle, as a young artist who grew up there,
Mm-hmm.
this movie is so, the story's so good, the performances are so good, it's crazy. It follows these main two characters that are both trying to make it in Hollywood in movies, which is Margot Robbie and then that Hispanic fella, I don't remember what his name is, right? So they're the main ones, but then Brad Pitt as his character has got this really interesting arc. That's
Mm-hmm.
a really important part of the movie. And then I don't know if you saw it, I don't know his name unfortunately, but there's a black guy that they showed. His story is also really good in the movie. So it also intertwines these other stories to just create this beautiful collage of like this kind of idyllic, uh, kind of wonderful and crazy time of a Hollywood past. So it also takes place at the time where movies were transitioning from silent movies to now movies with dialogue.
with
Um,
sound and color.
yeah. And man, there's at least two sequence there's way more, but there's two sequences in the movie that are just like jaw-dropping, that are like etched in my mind. I can't wait to see them again, but they literally like your jaw drops.
Yeah.
Because Damien Chazelle is just such a freaking master of a director. So yeah, I can't talk enough about it, but I'm pumped to watch it again, and I hope that you guys have a good experience watching it too.
Well, I'll say the trailer I saw. The only thing I'm really excited for is seeing Tobey Maguire as the crackhead that he looks like and sounds like he is.
Yeah,
Because at first there was like a far off shot of him, so it's like, oh man, his eyes look sunken in. He's got these dark spots all over his face. But then there's a scene where it shows him laughing, and he's got like yellow teeth, and
yeah,
it does not look good. I'm like, yes, this is what I'm here for. I
yeah.
feel like this is what happened after The Great Gatsby.
The aftermath.
uh, what's funny about this movie? Well, you know what, Kevin, chime in before I go into it.
I'll say based on the trailer, like it looks like it's like when Juan mentioned it's about like old Hollywood. That's what it looked like. It's
Hmm.
about like all the like what we think the fantasies of Hollywood and all the rumors. Like, oh, it's grand, but look, people like there's the creepy producers behind the scenes, and it's going to chew up the starlet and spit her out like Marilyn Monroe, and
Yeah.
spy for that's a vibe I was getting from it. And then I saw Toby's character. I was like, oh, he's the creep. Like if this was cartoon, an animated cartoon, he'd be a rat.
Well, I'm glad you said who the characters were, because as I was watching the trailer, I really couldn't. I wasn't sure who the main character was. At first, I thought it was Margot Robbie, and then, the Hispanic fella, as you call him, even though you say he's the main character, you don't even remember his name, which is hilarious.
Yeah,
He pops in. I'm like, oh, maybe the story's about him, but since he's not an A-lister, but then I saw Brad Pitt. I'm like, oh well, it's obviously got to be Brad Pitt. I mean, he is, amazing at everything he does. So the trailer was kind of all over the place, and I really don't know what the movie is going to be about. It looks like they're partying and they're making movies, and that's about it.
yeah. It's a lot that happened. If the movie's all over the place, man, and it's like really big production and set pieces, I would say definitely this is one that you will want to make, because there's just so much packed into it. I
Yeah.
feel like we're gonna have a long conversation, so this is one you may want to just jot some notes down so that you don't forget, because it's just so vast of a story, which is really good. But yeah, there's a lot.
So I
There's a lot,
shouldn't
and
watch it after midnight.
no, and the Toby Maguire stuff, the Toby Maguire character, and like his part in the movie will
Yeah.
definitely be memorable. I'll say that.
Yes, that's what I like. I love Toby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I saw him, I just was like, awesome. This looks awesome. But just right because everything else is just like, oh, okay. I don't really know what's happening. Oh, there's Toby Maguire and he looks like a crackhead.
Yeah.
I'm in it. I'm in it to win it.
Yeah, this is probably like unlike any role you've ever seen him in.
All right, fair enough. I will say I've heard of the movie. Well, not so much as to know what it's about. I've heard that it's not a good movie, that it's a
Well,
mess of a movie,
yeah,
that it's all over the place.
yeah,
So it's kind of kept me from watching
yeah,
it because of the time length. It's like, well, if people are already saying it's a bad movie,
yeah,
I'm just not going to watch it because I don't
yeah,
want to spend 3 hours on trash. So,
yeah.
um, that's why I've never watched it, just because of the outside perception that I've heard.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because I remember that perception as well. Because
Hmm.
when I first heard of it, when it came out, it was known that it was like this epic, and Damien Chazelle is a big name. Like he's done big movies, he's won Oscars, he's young. So, and then yeah, but then it came out like, oh, it's not so good. It's like confusing. It's too much. All this stuff came out. So when it came out, I kind of put it on the back burner.
Yeah.
And then when I eventually did watch it, I loved it. I thought it's incredible. And I'm so glad you brought that up because I hope that's one of the things we'll talk about is like I don't understand how people don't get this how these critics or the audience or whoever I feel like misjudged or like didn't understand and just completely missed the mark on this movie because to me,
Yeah.
or maybe they just maybe it hit too close to home, to like or of what it pulled the curtain back on,
Hmm.
with Hollywood. I don't know, but it just boggles my mind at the reputation that this movie has, where I feel like it's like a masterpiece. So
Hmm.
keep that in mind,
Interesting.
and we'll see where
Interesting.
you we'll see where you land with it. But
Yeah, I mean, I will definitely make some notes because it was such a polarizing movie that I was just like, I'm good. Um, so now that we're doing this and that's your pick, I'm all in. I don't care what anybody's. I'm erasing all of that. I'm
yeah,
coming in like an open book. Like this is a movie I've never seen because I haven't, and I've heard nothing about it.
dude, I might watch this tonight. I'm so excited to watch it. Um, before we let everyone go, I will just it looks like I'll be watching it on Amazon Prime Video.
Okay.
So it's on Prime.
All right, fair enough. Oh, is there gonna be ad breaks?
On Prime?
Yeah, I mean, well, at least on shows, they love to
Well,
do their little ad breaks. So
unless you pay for the upgrade.
I do pay. I have Prime. I pay for everything, but I still have to watch the freaking ads.
Oh, there's like a $3 like upgrade where you don't get ads.
Oh no, I ain't paying that. Never mind.
I don't know
I
how
thought.
I got on that, like, but apparently I've had it. And I was like, I don't want ads in my shows, so I haven't taken it off. It's like $3. I'm like, I'll pay it. I don't care.
Oh nah. Yeah, I probably saw that and said, I'm not paying $3. You kidding me? I'm already paying $150 a year, and I got to pay $3. I'm good.
Do you guys want to take a stab at guessing any twists in the movie?
Uh, let's see. Well, it's kind of tough because, like I said, the trailer doesn't really tell you too much about what the movie's gonna
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
Um, but I think that my spoiler is that actually I don't know. I don't know. Kevin, you got one?
All right, Margot Robbie dies. Brad Pitt comes out of the closet gay, and Toby Maguire ends up becoming the head of MGM or something, even though he's a creep from what Juan said, or his story's gonna be because he's gonna be a creep, but he ends up, facing trial and ends up becoming the head of a major studio. Those are my twists.
Hmm.
All right, fair enough. Um, yeah, okay. So I guess my twist would be along the lines of death as well. That's about what I was thinking, and I think it's gonna be Brad Pitt's character and Tobey Maguire's character teaming up and killing our main characters.
Mm, okay.
There ain't no way that diabolical looking crackhead has no. He's gonna do something that makes me go, this guy sucks,
Yeah.
in a movie good way.
Yeah. Death is following him like a shadow.
It's
Um,
painted on his face.
yeah. Um, what was I gonna say to you guys?
And
Okay.
before
Yeah.
we go, shout out to Diego Calva, by the way, who is the Spanish lead in this movie.
That's the
Shout out.
Hispanic fella.
Shout out.
The
Um,
great Diego Calva.
I want to remind everyone that in previous seasons we have established that each of us is chasing a white whale.
Mm-hmm.
Each of us is an Ahab, and we have our
Mm-hmm.
Moby Dick, and that Moby Dick is the 555 review.
Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 555 Club, which I believe Mark is the only one. Kevin, did you? I know you were close, and then you sabotaged yourself.
Well, no, but did I not pick? Wait, who picked All Quiet on the Western Front?
Mark.
The Mark's only one.
I believe it was All Quiet on the Western Front and Another Round, if I'm not if
Yeah, Another Round definitely was
Yes.
the first one.
which were
Oh,
both
so I
Mark's
got two under
picks.
my belt.
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
you're a two-time member.
Oh,
Mark.
yeah.
He's got 2 gold jackets, and Kevin and I are still searching. I'm just
I
throwing
got
that out there, and I just wanted
I
to
got close
remind.
twice
Yeah,
You
you
did.
did. You did.
You did.
with Elvis and RRR.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, unfortunately for RR, it was just me being, again, uncultured swine.
yeah.
But that ended up being like our most popular episode. So, my bad for ruining that for you, man.
It's
It's all right. It gives us something to continue to strive for.
Yeah, yeah.
It's our mountain to climb.
So
so
you
far
feel
this
like this
season.
is good?
I would say so far this season, none of us have gotten close.
No.
Yeah, yeah,
I honestly going into a real pain, I thought this because there's so much hype around this movie right now with awards and everything. I was like, Kevin might get it with this one, but
yeah,
boy, what I was that was incorrect.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't even a pain. It
Yeah,
really wasn't.
yeah,
The whole experience was just flatline, like nothing. There was just, the movie started, the movie ended,
yeah.
and that was
It
it.
was a real.
Well, let's. I really hope that Babylon will be a much different experience for you guys. So go watch it, enjoy it, have fun, and then we will be back to discuss.
Oh my! I look forward to it, and I'll have my notes ready to go.
Sounds good. Sounds good. You gentlemen have a very pleasant evening.
Love you.
Love you too.
God bless you all.